So I'm here at Stansted Airport today, and I'm going to be flying to Vienna initially, and then on from Vienna I'll be going to Kuwait. The first part of this flight going to Vienna is with Ryanair. I've just had to do a check-in at the airport with Ryanair because I booked it through a third party, and because I had to pay £55, which apparently I can get reimbursed through the third party, which was Kiwi. But yeah, it's all a bit unclear when you book online if you don't do it straight through Ryanair. Luckily, I've only got hand luggage, that's not too bad. The staff are actually quite good, but I mean, the whole sort of system, it's all a bit wrong. There were literally people crying at the check-in desks who had sort of misunderstood things, because the queues are just absolutely huge, and then there's people that are going to miss the flights. It was pretty much chaos, but the staff were quite good. I've got mine done. I've got about 2 hours to get through security, and then I can get onto the flight. So I'm going to get going. I'll try and show you what I can. And the queue for that row F over there starts here. I mean, it's it's mental. So if you do fly with Ryanair, I would say book direct with them and go as long, get here as far in advance as possible, because it's pretty crazy over there. Luckily for me, I've only got the one flight with Ryanair just today. After that, I'm flying with Wizz Air from Vienna to Kuwait on the second part of this trip. So yeah, let's get through departures and see how it is. But it's very busy today. So I got through the security. I wasn't able to film when I was going through the security. I did try, but then the security guy ran over and said I couldn't film and made me delete it. If you're wondering what they're hiding in there, they're hiding just the complete chaos of the place. There were just people everywhere. The staff were kind of shouting at people about what they can and can't take. It probably took about 20 minutes to get through. And I guess for a busy morning flight, that's not too bad, but just bear that in mind when you're figuring out how much time you need. Once you've got through the security, you'll see where I am now. All the shops, there are a lot of shops here, which is a good thing if you want to be shopping, but not so good if you're in a rush, because it's quite far to walk from the security through to where the gates are. Now for me, because I was flying with Ryanair, the gates that they use are all separate from the rest of the terminal. So I had to take this shuttle train, which took me down to the gate area. They were running every couple of minutes, and it's only a 2 or 3 minute journey down there. So it wasn't too bad, but it's worth factoring in the travel time if you're looking at this video to get an idea of traveling with Ryanair. When you get to the gate area, you'll be able to appreciate their 1990s abandoned bus station aesthetic that they've gone for. So it's not exactly the most comfortable place in the world, but it was perfectly functional. There's a couple of shops there as well, so you can grab yourself a last minute bottle of water if you want to avoid the prices of things on the flight. Yeah. After you go through the final security check, it was just down the stairs, and the plane was right there, so there was no bus or anything. So that's one good thing about this area of the airport, and that speeded up the boarding process. So we just went down the stairs, queued up, and then we're straight on to the flight.
Two. They're multi-flight. Yeah, 2 Foxtrot, 7 Foxtrot. One jumps in. He's also in the front.
So I made it onto the flight, and the flight left on time. The flight I was leaving at 7:50 in the morning. The plane it's actually a Lauda airline, which is an Austrian airline. It's A320 operated by them, obviously through Ryanair. So they must have some kind of code share thing going on. Yeah, everything went on time. It's all been smooth. The plane's absolutely full. I wasn't sure what to expect. I mean, it's an A320, sort of 3-3 formation. I think I heard them say 165 passengers. So yeah, it's pretty busy. It must be a popular route. Yeah, so I've got through to Vienna really easy. I've just done passport control there. It took like a second. There was plenty of staff on, so there's only like 3 people in the queue in front of me. Just that's where I'm going. I said Kuwait tomorrow, so I'm here for a day, just bang stamp. So yeah, no questions, no messing around. I'm straight to the exit because I've only got hand luggage. So yeah, really easy process so far, no complaints at all. I'll turn the camera around and show you the airport a little bit because it looks pretty nice. Let's see what I can see. Yeah, definitely a bit more spacious than Stansted, that's for certain. Yes, first impressions of the airport here. I mean, it's really big and spacious. Definitely a good one for transit. Would have been fine if I was on a shorter one, because it looks like all the bags I just come past, they came straight out. So yeah, no problems at all. So I've got through into the main exit of the airport. It's a really big, nice new airport. I mean, I'm guessing it is brand new. I've seen loads of signs. It says CAT, which is, I think it's a City Airport Transit or something. And it says 16 minutes to the city. So that's down there behind me. I'm going to try and do that and get into the city. And then you'll see me on this video tomorrow when I'm back here, hopefully on that, if it all works. So I've got a hotel in the city centre. So I will see you tomorrow. So I'm back at Vienna Airport. It's the next day now. Yeah, I spent 24 hours in Vienna. It's probably better than doing a long transit, I guess. It's a really nice city, but it was a little bit complicated getting the trains into the city and getting the train back. So I think I'm at the right place. You can probably see behind me how nice the airport is. But yeah, the train system is just a little bit complicated, and the train I was on as well kind of I think it broke down, like one of them. They had to change trains. But I've got my boarding pass. I think I've got about an hour and 40 minutes until my flight, or an hour and a half to my flight. Yeah, so I need to try and figure out where to go. Guessing it's through here at security, so I won't be able to film that. But I've got my boarding pass on my phone, so hopefully I can get through. Let's see how this goes. So yeah, through security, that was really, well, it was quick and efficient as you expect in Austria as well, I would say. Yeah, really good, really quick. And I'm straight through. There's no immigration checks at all. So I'm guessing they just don't really do outbound immigration. I guess if you're okay to come in, you're okay to go out. Yeah, so no checks at all there. And I'm now just going through to my gate. So I thought I was running a bit late. Normally I try and get to the airport 3 hours before, but you know, I'm like an hour and a half before. But yeah, I'm straight through. So yeah, really hassle-free thus far. You can see behind me all the shopping. It looks like more chocolate shops, and just absolutely loads of them. Yeah, so I'll just turn the camera around a little bit. I guess that's just part of the duty free. Maybe there is passport control. Spoke too soon on that, but it should be no problem. Yeah, straight through again. I wanted to try. I still got an EU passport, but obviously the UK is not EU. I tried to go through the EU passport thing, but they were all turned off, you know, the automatic scan thing, so I had to go through a manual thing, so I don't know if it still works or not. But I'm through that, so now I'm just going to walk to the gate. I believe it's mine was D. Oh, might have to check. D34 to Kuwait. So I'm here in an hour, about an hour and a half, 11:35. Yeah, it looks like we're here straight away, so straight through passport control. It's unusual for a budget airline. You usually have to walk half the length of the airport, but yeah, straight through, and we're here. So it's like a big, really big, nice waiting area. But yeah, I guess I just need to wait for my flight now. I might try and get some breakfast. I've kind of rushed here, thinking I was running late, and then now I'm here. It was so easy, so I'm like, well, nearly an hour and a half before my flight. So I might try and get a little bit of overpriced airport food before getting on my flight. I managed to find a seriously Austrian meal to end. Safe to say I'm the only person in this waiting room eating a ham pretzel on the way to Kuwait. So yeah, I've got that and a Coke. It was like €12, a little bit expensive, but yeah, it does look quite nice though. So yeah, I'm gonna look into this. Okay, yeah, there's only about 30 or 40 of us on here, and I've just been told it's the first ever Wizz Air flight to this destination, going to Kuwait. So yeah, I'm on the first ever one. So pretty lucky, I suppose. Right. Now I've got my digital boarding pass, so I'll show you that when I'm going in. I need my passport. I don't think I can hold my passport as well, so. Hey. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, so boarding for the very first Wizz Air flight to Kuwait. Yeah, so just one bus full of people getting onto an entire plane, so yeah, we'll see how full it is when I get on there. So yeah, we're finally getting on. First ever Wizz Air flight to Kuwait. I hope that's not a plane landed over there. You can see some black smoke coming up. This flight just keeps getting better. We've got a brand new plane. I've got an entire, not just this row, I've got an entire row to myself, and then I turn around and notice on the floor someone has dropped some money. I don't know what it is though. 20, no idea. I thought it was €1, but it's 20 something. If anyone recognises that, tell me what it is. Maybe I'm rich. Found some money. So yeah, the flight keeps going from better to better. I was sitting in the middle, and I thought to myself, why am I sitting in the middle when I've got a whole row? I can have the window seat. So yeah, I'll film a little time lapse on the takeoff. So it was quite scenic coming into land in Vienna, but I couldn't really do anything. I couldn't film any because I was on an aisle seat. So hopefully I'll get a good view on the way out. It's a really clear, nice day. So yeah, we'll be able to see some of the view taking off from Vienna. So everyone's boarded, everyone's on. Must be the quickest boarding process ever. It's just really straightforward because there's so few people. They've just said on the thing that we're heading to Kuwait now. It's going to be, I think they said 4 hours 45, and it's going to, or 5 hours 45, and it's going to be 45 degrees when we get there. So yeah, it's a bit of a temperature change. About 20 degrees hotter there than it is here. A little bit of a bumpy takeoff, but maybe because there's so few people on board, I guess there's no weight on the plane. But it's very picturesque when you're looking outside, coming out of Vienna, like everything else in Austria. I mean, the city itself, I had 24 hours in the city. It's a really sort of just nice looking place. I don't know what there is to do there. I didn't really do much research, but it's really, yeah, very picturesque. And you can see there out the window. A nice airport to fly in and out of. This flight is a Airbus A321neo. It's just, you can see, 3-3 seating formation. It's, you know, it's just a pretty regular budget airline kind of flight. No in-flight entertainment. Obviously there are toilets, so that's good. And with there being so few of us on here, shouldn't have to wait for them or anything like that. It's relatively new. I don't think it's brand new. The seats actually look completely new, but the cards, like the safety cards and everything, these have clearly been used. So it's not a brand new plane, but it's certainly not very old. Yeah, so it's pretty nice though for a budget airline. Certainly a lot newer than the Ryanair flight that I took to Vienna. And I'd have to say as well, Wizz Air were absolutely brilliant. The checking in process, I did it online, so I was able to get the QR code despite having booked through an agent. So unlike with Ryanair, where you couldn't get it and then you had to pay £55 at the airport, with Wizz Air, even though I booked through an agent, I could still get the QR code. So I had no problem at all there. I didn't have to get any paper thing. I did notice when I was going through the check-in area in the airport, there weren't very big queues, even though Wizz Air, I know this is obviously an empty flight, but Wizz Air have got a lot of flights going from Vienna, and they were well staffed. They weren't too bad with the queues. It was nothing like the chaos that I saw at Stansted with Ryanair. So Wizz Air, obviously it's a budget airline, but I mean they actually do seem to look after the passengers a little bit more than Ryanair did. And then obviously for the actual boarding on the flight, I had no problem using the digital boarding pass on my phone. With it being a budget flight, obviously there's no free food on here, but they've been going around, they've got the trolley selling a few bits. And there was a decent choice. You could choose from different sandwiches. They've got crisps, the usual, Pringles, snacks and things. And then they're doing a little deal where if you buy what I've got, which is a sandwich, so it's like a ham sandwich thing. And then if you buy a drink, then you get a free chocolate bar. So that was €8.50, which I think for this kind of flight, it's really not too bad. So yeah, no complaints. So we're getting towards the end of the flight. It's gone pretty quick. I mean, I've been able to lie down, obviously having all these seats to myself. It's been quite interesting as well, just looking out the window, travelling from sort of Central Europe to the Middle East, seeing the different landscapes. You know, it was really green when we set off, and then you get sort of mountains over Turkey, and now it's just pure desert. I'm not sure we'd be able to see because the sand's probably making the air quality not so great. But you can see down there in person. You can see the desert. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Something you don't normally get on a budget airline flight. So I made it into Kuwait. They gave us the salute when we came in with the fire hydrants. I thought they might do because it was the first flight. You can see a big welcome to Kuwait thing behind us here. That's not for us, that's for everyone. Yeah, so I'm here in the airport. I just need to find the immigration thing to try and get a visa on arrival. I'm not exactly sure how it works. I don't think it's entirely straightforward. But obviously I can't film when I go through there. But I think it should be relatively easy. So at the arrivals area in Kuwait, there's plenty of shops and things. It's a really nice airport. One thing that's a little bit different is you have to get your visa separately from a visa application area, and then you take that visa with you to the immigration area. So it's a little bit of a more split up process than what you might see in most countries. It probably took about 20 minutes to actually get the visa. You just photocopy your passport, fill a form in, and then just wait your turn. Now I was obviously on a half-empty flight, and it took about 20 minutes. So I would imagine if you were on a busy flight, just allow a bit of time for this because there weren't too many staff. It wasn't the biggest area, so I'm guessing it could take you quite a long time if you arrived on a busy flight. But it was a simple enough process, and it was a comfortable enough area as well. Just when you thought you'd escape the Western world, you get Starbucks and Shake Shack. So yeah, no escape. Right, I'm gonna go in to get my visa. Hopefully it will be straightforward. So I made it through all the immigration things, and the passport control getting the visa, they're not geared up for mass tourism. There was like 2 people dealing with all the visas. But I managed to get it through, so that's alright. And now I've got the monumental task of finding, all I know is I'm looking for a driver. Hello. Ah, it's you.
Yeah, how are you?
How are you? I was just saying, I'm making a video, I was saying I've got to find a man called Mohammed in Kuwait. I'm saying, how do I find a man called Mohammed in Kuwait? This is my driver. I found him. Well, you found me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Right, so I managed to find a man called Mohammed in Kuwait. I thought it was an impossible task. That was the only information that I had. But I found him. So now I found my driver, and I'm going to get to where I'm going. So I made it to Kuwait, so that's going to be the end of the flight vlog from Vienna to Kuwait. I managed to do the impossible and find a man called Mohammed in the airport, only because he had my picture. So yeah, great that he found me and he managed to get me to where I'm staying. And I've managed to figure out which room's mine because there's some factor 50 sun cream been left on a bed, so I'm guessing this is for me, so I'm going to need that while I'm here. So yeah, Wizz Air, I mean, they were brilliant, and obviously it was a bit different being their first flight. So yeah, got the water cannon salute when we came in. So yeah, that was definitely a first for me. And yeah, they were brilliant. Complete contrast to Ryanair, which was yeah, stressful is how I would describe Ryanair. But yeah, I'm here in Kuwait. I'll be doing some vlogs from here, and then if you're into flight vlogs, I'll be doing another one. I'm flying to Abu Dhabi next week, and then the Maldives a couple of days later. So yeah, subscribe to the channel if you like watching these. And yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.